Warren, Fullwood, and Cascade Valley are just trying to stay healthy and trying to stay on top. They lost opposite to USC 2 weeks ago, but they've won 2 games since. We've really seen them running the football is the identity this team has to embrace, and we are trying to make sure that we do that and also keep our guys healthy. First down here, Fullwood. Gets him a little play action, sees the guy. That was going to be Mr. Wilson. Wilson's going to grab that one. The referee gets in his way, and he stops him after 45 yards. Fullwood got immediately hit there, but good Lord, what an absolute dime. Staying in the pocket, making a great throw, and seeing his guy pull up a big game because of it. So Kendrick slides in the game, looking for a solid run. He gets hit in the backfield by 56 for a loss of 2. Williams is still pretty gassed, so Kendrick's going to stay in the game here. A little halfback screen. That one goes off to Kendrick. He can't quite get the agility to turn back inside, and because of it, we're kicking a field goal on 4th and 4. So big opportunity here. We obviously want to take the lead at Nebraska. Every point absolutely matters here. We're going to take a 3-0 lead, and the studio update is going to tell us that Illinois sketches out a small win against Indiana, who has been a good team, and they just fallen by the wayside. Now, Nebraska has a really dangerous mobile quarterback. We got to obviously be in the lookout for that, and we're seeing him right here. Stiff arm our guys, not once, but 3 times this guy breaks tackles. He's still going. Someone stop this man because he's still upright. I don't know exactly what they feed quarterbacks in Nebraska, but good Lord, that was insane. DeMel Hill says, I've had enough. Tony Rutledge on that play, by the way, could have sacked the quarterback, but he instead decided to turn and run the other way. This man is turning a cheek literally against the quarterback. Nebraska is primarily a run-heavy team, so we're obviously trying to sit in a little bit on that. Houston coming in here to help out in the tackle. We see Ness get a big one. Our guys trying to do something here. They go with a wide receiver screen. Somehow that works. We still stop it after 1. Oh, things are looking good. Shackelford trying to get over here a little bit. Seeing if our guys can get in coverage. Their quarterback feels a little bit of pressure. That was going to get picked over. You kidding me? Kendall Johnson, what a play. He's going to snag that, and finally we get an interception to turn the defense up a little bit. We talked about it time and time again. Big-time players make big-time plays, and Kendall Johnson stepped up huge for this Cascade Valley team to make sure that we can get this ball right back and hopefully get a touchdown this time. We've had so many issues with the offensive line not blocking or just turnover issues, and we are just trying to keep Warren Fullwood upright game after game. Big 3rd and 7. Fullwood. Looks like he's got a guy. Mr. Wilson is hit hard, bends backwards, but he still holds on. McDonald comes in motion here. Fullwood, the only guy in the backfield. We've seen him kind of move. Throws one. That's a close one. And Furtney, you know he loves himself a good tight end. He picks up 10. Williams and Kendrick out here in the backfield. Fullwood's going to hold on to it. Pitches that one a little late. Kendrick's going to pick up some yards here, but it's nothing crazy. And he fumbles. I'm hoping he was on the ground. We're about to find out here because we're definitely going to see if there's a challenge. Instant replay, something to help us out. But that is not ideal. Again, Fullwood has it, pitches it off to Kendrick. He's holding it with one arm. I don't know. That's a bang-bang play. Now, I'm a little scared on this challenge. That seems a little inconclusive to me. I don't know if there was really an angle to show his knee being down. Oh, no, the ball definitely came out before he's down. That's absolutely a fumble. He's still way up in the air. The ball is out. I don't think this is coming back our way. Please, refs. You hate to see it. Ball turned over. You hate to see it, but it is what it is at this point. The team has got to hold on to the rock. You cannot afford to fumble the football against a top 20 team like this, especially when you're talking about a team that offensively is going to run the football down your throat. They can't really pass. We saw what happened when they tried to pass, but good Lord, can this team run the football? I mean, their quarterback is going to run for 1,000 yards this season. He's already got 850 with 9 or 10 games in the season so far. He will absolutely eclipse that margin. And are you kidding me? Cover. Kendall Johnson had a great play earlier, but blows the coverage there. In his defense, we were in zone coverage, but you would think that he would just stay a little bit closer to make sure that that play was ultimately not a touchdown. And speaking of not a touchdown here, Amaro nearly is in. A little scared here. See what they're going to do. They send Terry over in motion to the right-hand side. He goes to the run keep. We see Fry step up, but he slings the guy forward for 2. Houston slides over. I don't know why. He's got a cover. They go with the run. Houston is there, and they stop it and make it 3rd and goal. This is a pretty massive play. If they pass the football, we're pretty much chalked. They go with the keeper. We got a couple of guys there. You're kidding me? This dude somehow gets in? What in the world is happening in Nebraska? The defenses look great at times so far in today's game, and they've also looked abysmal. Not top 5 worthy in sometimes, if you ask me. A little 2nd and 1 action, going right to Williams again. We just want to make sure we get these first downs, and that was close, but he got enough. 1st and 10 again. Sees a blitz coming. Wilson is torching this defense so far. In the couple of plays we've targeted, this dude has been open. The man has 3 grabs for 90 yards already. You love to see it. Right here to Williams again. Gets decked pretty hard. He only gets 2. A little 2nd down, 8 action to go. Fullwood scrambling. Doesn't like what he sees. He's going to keep this one a little bit. He does get a block, and then he goes out of bounds after 12. 1st and 10 again. Fullwood sees his tight end. Furtney, you know he loves himself a big tight end, and he goes all the way down to inside the 10. Fullwood doing such a good job to pick his options and make sure he gets something good here, but the offensive line is not doing their best job to block for this man. Second and goal, forward under center. Sees the blitz, throws to Mikael Smith. What an absolute dot. It's a little bit behind him, but what a throw to make sure his guy can only get it and get in the end zone. Warren Forward just made a heck of a throw there. Saw the blitz, was immediately hit as soon as he caught that ball to throw that one, and made a play that really put his team on top. Second and third team, we're still playing them for the run a lot, but now they're starting to pass a little bit. They end up going deep. What an absolute dot by their quarterback, who hasn't shown much of an arm today until that throw. Running a little cover two action. They bring Morgan in the backfield. Looks like a halfback screen coming up. We got guys there. George Fry don't miss too many tackles, and he drops him for a loss. QB spy is pretty much something you have to have right now. And even though we're running the QB spy, our guy is not honoring that. Holman's going to be in the QB spy yet again for us. Houston patrolling the middle here. Houston doing his job. Nate D. Ward, though, is not. And Mitch was going to try to make the tackle. He does. That saves something, but there's a flag in the play. And good Lord, I hope it's on the offense here. Thank God. If that was not illegal touching, we would have been in shambles. We will accept that and make it 4th and 9. So Nebraska's actually going to opt to punt here, which we don't really fully believe. So we're going to make sure they're not faking this one. And they actually are going to punt this one. This one's going to go pretty much to the 1 yard line. There's no shot it does anything good, and it's in the end zone, which means we get the ball where we want it. Squad, after doing a great job on offense last time, we're back out here looking to make some more plays. And Forward just trying to get rid of it. Had an X wide open, but again, the pressure is in his face. He couldn't afford to throw that. Going back to the run here, Nebraska seems to be sitting on that a little bit. Williams bounces out to the outside. He's got some room, but runs into his own man, but still gets 7. Gonna be a bit of a tough one here. Third down, 3 yards to go. Forward. Throws one up. It's a little risky, but Jalen Clark is there. The DB absolutely lost sight of him, and he gets a huge gain down the field. Back at it again. Little draw play here. Williams, again, just can't quite find the room he needs. 2nd and 8. Keeping the read option here. Joe Kendrick finds a whole lot of room. Some of the best running we've seen all game. First down again. Forward here. Sees this guy underneath that bounces off a guy's helmet, nearly intercepted because it went off Williams' dome. Keeping it moving on 2nd down. Forward stays with the play action. Finds a good read here. You know he loves himself a big tight end, and Fernie's down in nearly the 5. Forward is 9 for 12, 181 through the air and a touchdown. You love to see how efficient he's been today. That's what you want to see from this young freshman quarterback. It's some maturation and getting that ball efficiently down the field and into the end zone. And he runs that one in for a big touchdown to extend the lead. Now going to be 10, assuming the extra point is good. Whole lot of stuff happening on this drive here. We'll see what our guys can do. They go across the middle. Mitchell's there to make a stop, and they got about 2 minutes left to get down the field. Our team kind of hopes that we're doing a lot better, considering they're going to be passing a whole lot more in this down, but we'll see what ultimately happens here, because our team right now is struggling in coverage. Playing the pass again. Houston needs to make a play here. This ball slowly thrown, but it's a complete pass again to Brian Brown. First down again. Nebraska feeling great in this drive. They go with a little short underneath pass, and Morrow's going to step out of bounds after 4. Houston, the lone guy in the middle. Watching the short stuff here. They throw one to the edge. Johnson is there. Johnson's going to make a huge interception. Can he get down the sideline? He cannot. But look at Kendall Johnson's 2nd interception of the game, tying the school record. Johnson has had his issues in coverage so far today, but good Lord, what a play to keep this team driving down the field. Now with minute 25, we got all of our timeouts, so we can see what we can actually do here. What a play by the defensive back. 2nd down, Forward, the only guy in the backfield. Forward rolling around a little bit. Is going to make a guy miss. He's going to keep going down the field. He's out of bounds. I see he gets about 12 to 14. 5 wide receivers out here again for Forward. Underneath, there was a nice little ball here to Wilson, who's smartly getting himself out of bounds. Forward thrown for 194 yards, but 103 of those have been over there to Mr. Wilson. He has been absolutely clutch today, and you love to see it. Forward stretching the defense, throws one here. He's got Porter Ryan coming back, and he gets about 11 or 12. We've had to use one time out here, but the minute left, we got plenty of time. Wilson actually has a bruised shoulder, so you hate to see that, but Mac the third is coming in to spell him a little bit. Max going. This one is hit as he throws, but Mac goes up and gets it. Are you kidding me? What a grab by the young fella. I cannot believe that Mac comes up there and makes a play like that. Unreal by the young fella to come in with his moment and make sure that he was shining. Double slant coming here from the backside. Getting Williams the ball. They play that one incredibly aggressive. We're going to call a timeout here with about 36 left. Whoa, speaking of injuries, we're seeing Wilson back in the game. We're seeing Ben Williams in. Did Forward absolutely get hurt there? I'm a little scared to see what's happening here, but they say it's a strained pectoral and he will return soon. And just like that, Warren Forward steps back in the game. You love to see that. As long as this dude is not hurt, I think we will be perfectly fine. Switching the play up a little bit here. Forward has some time. Throws one, and it's a dot to Marquise Renee. Marquette Renee's going to get this 7-yard touchdown, and just like that, we extend the lead again. So just like that, we're going in halftime with a big 24-7 lead, but we have to make sure we play great football in the second half. Time for the halftime show. Welcome back to the halftime update, where we got some great things we want to bring you, but also some scary things. Now, the Bull Dunlap saga has been really the biggest thing we've been seeing right now. He will be a fantastic player if we can ultimately sign him, but again, we need about 3 more weeks before we can actually get back to the #1 spot. If he signs before then, we're pretty much going to miss out. Keishan Anderson, again, should be a matter of time before he signs. Nasir Graham, we're feeling pretty good. We got a decent lead against Illinois. We've got a visit in week 13. They visit in week 14, but we should be well ahead by that point, unless we, screw the pooch at that point. Darren Pollard coming in, looks pretty strong as well, visiting in week 13 with Michigan State getting him in week 14. We see John Phelps, feeling pretty good about him visiting in week 13. Leviticus Williams is going to be tough. Basically what we're looking at is we are increasing week over week. If he signs this week, which means we'll flip to the #1 spot, we'll probably get him. But if he goes after that, which means he has a visit in week 13 with Penn State, we're probably going to miss out because they're going to have a massive week they're going to ultimately see for that. Keyshawn Brooks, we're doing well. We're seeing him visit in week 13. John Chapman, we're starting to move up the board. Another center we just pulled in. If you don't know about him, +3 overall, solid, a rotational guy. Maybe starts as a junior or senior, but we just need to get more depth. And then Evan Shepard, a punter, 77 overall, should be doing good because our punter right now is late trash. And a reminder, because it has been a little bit, you were seeing Cascade Valley, currently the #1 recruiting class in the nation. The first time we've ever been #1 this late in the season. Can we hold on to it? We just got to land these guys, and I think we'll be all right. For the Heisman watch, Antonio Keys is still at the top right now. He's having some pretty good weeks, threw for 290 last week with 3 touchdowns and almost a hundo on the ground. We see Ben Powell from Miami, who we're trying to steal a recruit from, having a pretty good season as well. Our guy Terrence Williams, though, 91 yards, 2 tutties, 3 receptions, 17 yards, and a tutty on top of that. This dude is playing well, but can he play well enough to increase his ranking up the leaderboard? We got to see what he can do now. And something I actually haven't shown you guys before that I'd like to dive into a little bit more going into the future seasons is you're seeing Sean Bryant Jr., the top recruit in the nation, a 96 overall receiver. This dude right now is slated to go with either Notre Dame, Alabama, or DU. Probably not going to Miami. We early had this guy at one point, but it just didn't work out. You're seeing Juan Gray, an 85 overall halfback. You're seeing Mock go to Florida State. One of the top offensive tackles is really just not ready to sign at this point, but probably should be in the next week or so. The guards, I mean, you're seeing some major players. Again, if you look at the quarterback position, the top quarterback was a 4-star guy. There wasn't a single 5-star guy total rating without taking some other things into account that was really up there. The top quarterback has not signed yet. He's between Arizona State, Ohio State, and Hawaii. You're seeing, looks like, is that Washington State, I think, ultimately get a guy here. You're seeing Ole Miss get a guy. Michigan gets the top guy as well. This dude's 6'7", 219. Might be Brock Osweiler, which could work out in college, but probably not in the pros. And then your top 25 for the college football playoff looks like Clemson, Boise State, Alabama goes from 8 to #3. Miami is at 4. Texas A&M goes from 9 to 5. And then we are sitting at #6. All we got to do is take care of business. This game against Nebraska will decide our future. Win this game, and we're doing pretty well. Probably back in the top 5, if not the top 4. But you lose this game, you're taking a giant L on more than just this game. So do your job, finish this game, let's jump right back into it. Now, Nebraska got the ball first. They struggled a little bit there on offense, so we're coming out here with the rock, and we're finding ourselves a tight end, because Fullwood loves him a big tight end, and he found him. Armani Fernies had a great game today, nearly 100 yards through the air for him as well. You love to see that. Fullwood dumping one off here. Williams all the time in the world, but can't really find much outside of 6 yards. Fullwood has shined, but man, it's been a tough game for Williams. He's done so well this season, especially through all the injuries we've had on offense, including the one to Fullwood, but he just can't really get anything going here. 3rd and 2, Joe Kendrick comes in to spell Williams. He's going to find some room here, and I think it's just going to be enough to get that first down. Wilson has checked back in the game. He's coming over here to slide in the backfield with Kendrick and Fullwood. Little fake here. Fullwood's got it, pitches it out here to Wilson. Wilson's got some room. He's fast, but he's not fast enough as he's down about the 10-yard line. 28 yards on one to pick up. Terrence Williams checks back into the game. He's seen a whole lot of rush yards, none really from his side, but that is a better carry there. He gets 4. Keeping it moving here again. Williams, plenty of room, a little bit of speed there. We haven't really seen that too much today, and he gets 7 yards. You block for him, and look what happens. A touchdown. Nebraska's had some big moments, and man, they're getting locked up so far, but they just had a 21-yard pass that puts them nearly to midfield. Can they capitalize on that now? Having to be more of a passing team, they go right across the middle to Nate James, and James gets himself down to about the 31. Watching them run here. The quarterback hasn't really tried it in a little bit. Houston ain't going to have it. Holman ain't going to have it. Excuse me, none of these dudes are going to have a tackle except for DeMel Hill. Holman staying in the QB spot here. They go with the delayed handoff. They're ready for it. We see a couple of guys in there, and Fry stops him. George Fry's having a heck of a game. 7 big tackles for him this afternoon. Trying to get to the quarterback. This dude is running. Our guys are completely blind, and he gets in there easily 10 yards later. Nebraska's kind of right back in it. Now, Nebraska's realizing if they go for 2 here and get it, they're only down 16, which means 2 touchdowns and 2-point conversions on top of that. They'll be fine. And are you kidding me? He may have actually got in there. We'll find out here in a second, but the studio update is going to tell us that Boise State, the #2 team in the nation, is losing to Colorado State. That ain't good. I'm not surprised that was kind of a 50-50 call there, but they do say that he got in, which means they're only down 16 now. 2 touchdowns with 2 2-point conversions. Means Nebraska's going to tie this thing up, but we ain't trying to have that. We're not going to rest on our laurels, but good Lord, we are going to try to put some more points on the board here. Fullwood sees something, finds it, and Fernie again continues to have a great game this afternoon. Still trying to get Williams going here. Looking for a solid run. He gets one. We'll take 6 yards every time. Kendrick checks into the game here, trying to keep our running back fresh. Fullwood is not really going to go anywhere. Loses 2 on that play. Fullwood stays under center this time. Drops back, finds his guy Porter Ryan wide open. He's down at nearly the 40. This is the kind of game we've been waiting to see from Warren Fullwood. The injury has sort of kept him a little unsure of what his progress is going to be. He's been missing a lot of throws, making some bad throws, but he really feels like he's back. Definitely trying to make sure Williams, though, gets his numbers. I want this dude to really shine as a Heisman candidate and not really lose anything. That being said, 60 yards really ain't going to do it. We'll see what our team can do here. Fullwood immediately feels the pressure. He's running, and this dude is showing the speed. He's going to go down, but what a run. Big opportunity here. Fullwood goes underneath. Wilson's going to pick up another big grab. 2nd and 7. Mikkel Smith comes in the backfield. Fullwood immediately panics. Has a couple of guys he maybe could have hit, but he gets out of bounds safely instead. Kendrick here on 3rd down again. We finally get a great running back screen here. Joe Kendrick flashing the speed. He's in the end zone. Would have loved for it to be Terrence Williams, but still, Kendrick deserves his props as well. What a great run after the catch. There is something to be said, though. At the very end of that play, Warren Fullwood was seen being helped to the sideline. Obviously, halfback screens are a little dangerous as you're leaving yourself open to be hit a little bit more as a quarterback. And he definitely got hit hard. They say he has bruised ribs. He will return soon, but I think with the way this game's going, we don't really need to see any more of Warren Fullwood today. Not putting that dude in harm's way is probably the best thing we can do for his career. So our goal right now is to put him on the sideline. Obviously, he can force his way back in the game if he wants to, but as long as that dude is a little bit hurt, we don't want to see him at all right now. Non-stop passing here from Nebraska. Their quarterback sits in the pocket, incredibly long. We get a hit on him. He falls around, but Jaquez Ness stops him at a 0 gain. Our main goal is to stop in the middle passes. They've been killing us on those. We're trying to make sure they don't have any here. Shackle for the company there, but James Mitchell says, I'm going to go ahead and get me one. He saw his counterpart on the other side of the field, and Kendall Johnson get 2 earlier. He wants one of his own. Fullwood has forced his way back in the game. He says, I got business to take care of, and I want to keep it going here. Williams finds his way up the middle for a solid gain. Could have been blitz heavy, but he gets 6. Looking for a lead block here from Fernie and company. He's going to try to get around the edge, but they are not having that one at all. 3rd down, 3 to go. He's got an opportunity. He's going to find a throw that is too far ahead for Quentin Robinson, and that one's going to be a punt coming up for the first time, I think, today. This has been a wild game against Nebraska's had so many first downs, but they just have not been able to get really into the end zone as much as they've wanted. It has been time after time that our defense is stepping up and making sure that they are not able to get what they need. And while Hunter Romero hasn't really thrown a passing touchdown today, that dude has definitely got it in the end zone twice today from the ground, which, again, you got to show him some props for that, as these dudes are trying and they're fighting. Our team has not played perfect today, but man, they have stepped up and made huge plays when you need them to. They've lifted a little bit, they've done what they've had to, and they are trying to stop this run game, but they're doing a poor job of it. Let's see what our guys can do here. Houston trying to get into the backfield. They go with a little pump fake here. They throw one. That one I thought was going to be intercepted by James Mitchell for his 2nd one, but instead Morgan mosses him and gets the 1 yard he needs. Probably a play where Mitchell maybe should have just said, you know what, I'll take the batted away pass instead of going for the interception, but it is what it is at this point. Will Hayes comes in, forces a fumble. Can our guys get on it? They are. Kendall Johnson, who already has 2 interceptions today, picks up the fumble forced by Will Hayes, and because of that, it's time to shut this game down. So the big play like that with a solid little lead here with very little time left, we're going to go ahead and just put our backups in and let them try to see what they can do and cook. And look at Ben Williams picking up the 10 yards. Renee's going to slide over. Kendrick again looking to get the carry. He's had a solid game, honestly, today with a couple of big runs, and he gets a solid one here for 6. 500 yards total offense today is huge for this team, and you love to just see how dedicated they've been to making big plays. Trying to keep things moving here. Ben Williams got a little bit of a cannon of his own, but he throws one pretty much in the dirt. I always think it's good, though, to give these guys an opportunity to shine because you never know when you're going to need one of your backup players. You want to make sure they've got a little bit of game experience so they can dominate just like you hope they do. And look at Mikkel Smith. We haven't seen much of him today, but what a big 33-yard grab. I definitely would have loved to see more from Terrence Williams today, but I'm not going to be mad at the dude getting in the end zone from a touchdown on the rushing side. And honestly, in fairness, Nebraska really hung their hat today on stopping the running game, and they've done, in my opinion, a pretty good job of it. They have had a couple of moments where they've been sort of allowing some runs here and there, but for the most part, our guys have been on top of it. Look at Quentin Robinson even get in the end zone today. You know what that dude's scoring? It's a blowout. This game also is a major milestone for Coach Mervin McMervin. He wins his 100th game in his college football tenure. He's 120 in his career. What an unbelievable mark at this point. Warren Forward, obviously player of the game. Williams played great. The defense stepped up big, and we take home a giant W. The guys ultimately played great across the board. You can see how they ultimately performed. Williams had a great afternoon. We see Ferdinand and Wilson also ball out there, but they didn't really get a receiving touchdown. It was a lot of the other guys who got smaller catches that did fantastic. The defense did such a good job today. I'm super proud of how they ultimately stepped up and made sure that this game became a W for us. Be safe, be smart, tell somebody you love them. Catch you guys on the next one.